Alright, so I won every trade I took. April Fools. I got smoked, actually. Um, I don't know, weird kind of day. So, we ripped up on Easter Sunday. Took out all-time highs on ES. Had this huge SMT, but I didn't really care about this, just because it seemed super bullish. It seemed like we were at least going to take out all of this, all of these relative equal highs. So going into the day, when we had this massive move up, so we came down into the new week opening gap, right? So we had this really big retracement, basically into OTE of this range. Was it? No, it was discount of that range, but deep OTE of this range. So anyway, we displace up. So I'm looking for longs in here. Like, at this point, I was so bullish. I really thought this was going to be really clean to the upside. But then zooming into like the 1 minute, there was just nothing here. Like, we had this low, right? And then we just displaced through the low and then just continued to the downside. So, I was looking for more, like, once we swept this, sort of have something like that, and try to take a long out of like a fair value gap in here, but that just never happened. So once we continued pushing down really heavily, now I'm thinking like, all right, we're just gonna reject from somewhere in here and continue lower, and the SMT is gonna hold, and we're gonna go, maybe not today, but like we're gonna continue to go down lower, because yes, we did take out like this sell side level, sort of in this imbalance, but it didn't really look like we wanted to hold it. So zooming in, I took 3 trades. The first one was based off the ideology that the first rally usually fails. So like, as we were dumping, we finally stop and start to push to the upside. So you have this 5-minute order block here. So I'll just mark this out with the green. So that's your 5-minute order block. We came up, we had an SMT at the highs, displacement lower, and I ended up, so we had this, like this order block here, and I basically saw us hit it and like wick, and by the time I market ordered on my phone, I just got a pretty crappy entry. I think that I journaled that today. Actually, it's one of the things I think I've been doing very poorly for like the past month is I market order on my phone and I end up getting like terrible fills. So I think I just realistically, this trade should have been a winner, because I should have just put a limit order at this 1 minute fair value gap, which would allow me to put my stop above the high, and then that would have been that. It would have been clean, but I got a crappy fill. I wasn't going to put my stop above here because that was just terrible risk. Even above these wicks and stuff, like, it's still bad risk. So I had it like just above this body, just sort of expecting the 1 minute to hold, and we ended up just sort of respecting the consequent encroachment of this wick here and the 1 minute as well, and then going to sell side. So I think the ideology of it was pretty fine, but you know, even this right here, like, we hold this candle, this down close candle, perfectly. So, you know, realistically, should have just been patient and just put a limit order here and just walked away, you know. So whatever, it is what it is. You know, wrote it in the journal, and you know, gotta try to learn from these lessons and not just keep making them over and over. But anyway, so later on in the day, zooming back out a bit, I'll delete this. So we took that internal low, we started bouncing to the upside, and then we just sort of failed. Like, we had this bounce, so you're trying to sort of thinking like, you know, it's possible that we can become bullish in this area, but we didn't really have any displacement through here, through this like swing high. So again, I was just sort of going with the downtrend here, thinking like, you know, this rally is just going to fail, and we're going to, you know, this is going to be our draw on liquidity down here. So we had this 15-minute fair value gap here, and we had already used this 5-minute here. So the first one I took, you know, was just me going back to my old ways. You know, just saw a push down, fair value gap, smacked a short. I mean, we got relative equal highs here. You know, this is just a bad place to take a short. You know, I did think that we were going to go lower, especially on the second trade. You know, because we came down into this fair value gap, and we had equal lows here too in this 1 minute. So I was expecting us to at least take those, and then I was going to move my stop to break even, because, you know, there's a possibility that I thought like we might come down, and then this could be like a turtle soup to the upside. So at that point I would have moved stop to break even, but yeah, so we had SMT, we're still holding the 15-minute, you know, came back into OTE slightly, pushed lower. This time I actually entered on the fair value gap, so my fill was fine, but ended up getting stopped out on that as well. So 0 for 3. Yeah, I'm not really like upset with the you know, the first one or the last one. This one was bad in the middle, but yeah, I think the model looked sort of fine. I think it's just you know, the first one, stop loss, I should have definitely limit ordered in and just been patient. I didn't have patience there. I just kind of like went in. But you know, overall I'm happy with my discipline in here, and I think like once we sort of came all the way up, generated another buy side level, came all the way down, took this low, like realistically I probably should have just walked away, especially it is Monday. So I probably should have expected that price action was going to be subpar in here. But yeah, I think overall I should have just played this trade better, and then I would have just been done for the day. You know, because this would have been, you know, a decent like $70 move, and I would have just been done for the day. But it is what it is. So yeah. going into tomorrow, I have absolutely no idea what I'm even looking for, because this chart is now pretty nasty. It was, looking like a clean, AMD model, accumulation, manipulation. Really thought this was going to be the draw, but I'm not really sure now. We're going to have to see what happens in the overnight. I mean, still holding this in balance, right? That could just been a really hefty retracement. You have an order block here, and we're holding that so far. So, could have, like I said, could have just been a big retracement to eventually go back higher, but we'll have to see. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to see what happens in the overnight and see what sort of structure we form. If we start to displace all the way back up, right? Because right now we're sort of forming this buy model. If we continue, and in the AM we're somewhere around here, I'd look for some sort of internal manipulation like that. But we'll have to see. Just gonna need some more structure, because this sort of range bound area is really beating my ass. So over the past month, but I'm not discouraged by it. I want to, just keep trying to stay disciplined and try to place the best trades as I can and learn. So first things first, I think staying on the 5 minute to 15 minute, that's the overall thing that I got to keep focusing on, like without zooming in too much, and then being patient and using limit orders instead of like smacking market orders right away. I always have the FOMO feeling that it's gonna go. That price is gonna be so efficient at 11:30 a.m. That we're just gonna dump right away, which I think unrealistic. So gotta be more patient in these scenarios. But anyway, I hope you guys made some money. If I take any trades tomorrow, I'll make another video. So have a good night. Happy April 1st, April Fool's Day, and yeah, peace out.